Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you for tuning in to another College and Career Pathway episode. We are here to provide you with information on various colleges and universities, financial aid resources, training programs, technical programs, skilled trade professions, employment opportunities, career exploration, and career readiness skills, all designed to help you make the best career decisions possible. I'm Tony Curtin, your host, and today we are with Central Michigan University. Fernando, thank you for joining us. We're so glad to have you.
Thank you. Thank you for having me, Tony. Like it was said, my name is Fernando Monge. Hope you can hear me well. I want to make sure that my mic is not hitting my zipper because sometimes I make some random noises. But like I said, my name is Fernando Monge. I am an assistant director of undergraduate admissions for Central Michigan University. I am a regional rep, so I work and live in Metro Detroit, recruiting for 4 counties in Metro Detroit: Macomb, Washtenaw, Livingston, and Monroe counties. Throughout this entire, so if I'm speaking to any seniors or really anyone, I am your person for you to reach out to, for you to contact with any information about the application process and really just the university. If anyone has their phones ready, hopefully you're watching this on your computer screen and your phone is available. If you don't mind scanning this QR code, I'm sure you're very familiar with these by now and everyone's asking you to scan them. This is just how we get your information into our system. That way we stay in contact, and as things change and as information gets updated, you will be receiving those emails because you wrote down your contact information in our website. So I'm going to give you five more seconds to scan this with your phone. Don't worry, I will have it again at the end of the slideshow. But with that said, folks, this is Central Michigan University. This is a university I work for and recruit for and passionate about talking about. This is it. What it looked like basically just a month or two ago. Beautiful Mount Pleasant campus, really quite centrally located. If you've been to campus, if not, I highly recommend you check it out. If we're talking about any folks in the Macomb County area, it really is just over 2 hours away. You can go up and then left, or you can go left and then up and then up. It's really easy. Made the drive many times. Pretty walkable campus too, founded back in 1892, originally as a teacher's college. So if anyone's interested in that, it essentially is our oldest program, right? Education, but pretty walkable. Like I said, about 870 acres. It'll take you no more than about 20 minutes to walk from one corner to the other. But of course, it's always good for you to bring a bike or a longboard or whatever. And as freshmen, you are allowed to have cars on campus. I know sometimes that's a big question. About 13,000 students would take classes on campus, and about 4,000 or 5,000 that take classes online through our global campus. Just about 18-ish thousand students in total. Over 21, we have 21 residence halls, we have 6 academic colleges, over 200 academic programs. All these things I want to break down for you as we go on this slide. But you might have seen this sort of language around town, around the highways. You probably have seen those billboards, right? About Central Michigan University. We do. What is it that we do? What are we doing? That's essentially it. That's the message that we're trying to get across to you. You're going to be doing the things that you're studying. When you apply to your jobs, when you apply to those internships, you're not going to be so concerned about, oh my God, what is it they're going to want me to do? Well, can I fulfill the duties that are listed in this job description? You won't be worrying about this because you will be doing most, if not all, the things that you want to work for already as a university student, because doing it is in our DNA. We essentially are turning that theory to practice, right? A lot of hands-on experience. So of course you're going to be in those classrooms. Of course, you're going to be in those 4 walls, learning that theory. But we expect you to do research. We expect you to go out there and study abroad, maybe study in another state, get those internships, and leave Mount Pleasant for a semester, and really gain that understanding of different cultures, become a global citizen and do the things that you are studying at Central Michigan University. Over 200 opportunities in labs, over 200 academic programs. So we do have 6 academic colleges, like I said before. We have the College of Arts and Media for my folks interested in not just the arts, but broadcast, journalism as well, animation, graphic design. College of Business Administration, which is our largest college. There you will find economics, marketing, entrepreneurship, business law, etc. One of the most exciting parts about the College of Business, speaking of labs, is our Bloomberg Lab, where you actually get to learn more about how to invest money. You're going to get some money from the college to learn how to invest using the same technology that they use up in Wall Street. We have the College of Education and Human Services, like I said before, education, and really almost any discipline that you can gain and learn about at Central Michigan University. College of Health Professions. So not just my folks that are interested in learning how to run a hospital or the business side of healthcare, but also for those folks out there interested in becoming coaches, athletic trainers, nutritionists, dietitians. For instance, our athletic training is a very strict, very intense, but also very rewarding program. It's a 5-year program where you actually gain both your bachelor's and your master's degree when you're done with it. So if anyone's interested in that, I highly recommend you start taking a look at that almost as soon as possible, almost right away, because they expect you to use every minute that you're on campus to gain that understanding and to earn that degree. Where am I at? For colleges, 2 more: College of Liberal Arts and Social Studies. So you have your history, your theology, philosophy. And then finally, we have the College of Science and Engineering. So not just the sciences, you get your basics, right? Of course, physics, biology, biochemistry, many concentrations of biology, such as molecular, but also if anyone's interested in becoming a doctor, you can not only major in neuroscience, but you can also engage in different pre-professional tracks, such as pre-med, pre-dentistry, pre-vet, et cetera, et cetera. Also 4 types of engineering: mechanical, electrical, environmental, and computer. All right, so that's environmental, electrical, computer, and mechanical. Like I said before, take advantage of the opportunities that you get at Central Michigan to study abroad and become a global citizen. Over 150 programs you can study abroad. Over 30 countries you can choose to study at for about a semester. You can even extend that, and there's always financial aid assistance. So oftentimes people think that they can't afford it, they don't have the money to go to another country and study for a whole semester. Well, we'll help you out. There's a study abroad office. Check them out, talk to them, let them know what kind of aid you need. That's why 9 out of our 10 graduates are joining either the field that they studied for, or they're going to grad school 6 months after graduation. We are setting you up to be successful after you graduate, whether to continue your education or to become a leading member of the field in your industry. Pretty large network, over 235 alumni around the world. There's always someone out there that will hook it up. There's always someone out there that will say, fire up chips. I see it all the time when I visit my high schools. There's always I feel like every other high school that I visit, there's always a fire up chips. An alum that is, proudly wearing their letters, or probably has a CMU lanyard around their waist. So it's always exciting to see those folks out there being proud of the education they gained at Central Michigan University. Some of our grads have gone out there to not just become teachers and counselors and leading members of the education system, but also CEOs, CFOs, Pulitzer Prize winners, Emmy Award winners, authors, musicians, leaders in the military, et cetera, et cetera. So if you're thinking it, if you want to become it, we're going to help you get there. That's some involvement opportunities as well. So it's not just about going to class and then going back to your dorm room and back and forth, right? We expect you and we encourage you to become a leader. CMU graduates leaders, and that's one of the things we're proudest of. Over 350 student organizations, registered student organizations that you can be part of, that you can join. And if there isn't one, you can always get a group of friends and an advisor and start your own organization about whatever subject or topic that maybe wasn't part of there. So it can be something as fun as film, or about books, or or maybe it's about sports, or even volunteerism, or something more professional like student government association, or professional and social fraternities and sororities, also multicultural fraternities and sororities. What I always tell students is that if you're bored, at college, you're doing something wrong. There's always opportunities to have fun, to get involved, to make new friends. And if you have none of that going on, you're at the very least, you're studying for like 3 exams the same week. All right, folks, to take advantage of the many opportunities you have going on at any college setting, particularly at Central Michigan University. We are an NCAA institution, 16 NCAA sports, and all the sporting events are included in your tuition, meaning you don't have to pay anything extra. You don't have to join a lottery. Once you pay your tuition, you show your student ID and you get in for free at the football game, at the basketball game, at the baseball game, right? Also 100 intramural league and club sports that you can be part of. Join them with your colleagues, play against your peers. And of course, lots and lots of opportunities to become involved in your community through volunteerism. We're gonna make sure that you are successful, not just in the classroom, but overall. This is just a quick list of the many opportunities that we're gonna give you as staff members of the university, so to make sure that you're not only passing your grades, but also remaining mentally healthy, right? So beyond academic advising, beyond going to the health services, we have the Career Development Center, where you should be really talking to those folks early on to work on your resume, learn how to interview, learn how to even apply for jobs, which is a skill that oftentimes people oversee. The counseling center is probably one of my favorite services. All of these folks, by the way, all of these are included in your tuition as well. So you don't have to pay anything extra to go see a counselor, to make an appointment with a counselor. And you don't have to be going through some sort of major crisis to take advantage of their services. Oftentimes you can talk to a counselor if you're stressed about an exam, or you're going through a tough friendship, or you're feeling lonely because you're missing home, right? And of course, take advantage of the student disability services. If you need any sort of accommodation, once you turn 18, you do advocate for yourself. But these folks are gonna help you understand your legal rights within the scope, and really how to give you the tools to advocate for yourself and ask for those accommodations that you have the right to receive, right? Safety, of course, is our top priority on campus. Beyond these, we have these 27 blue light emergency outdoor phones, which are just kind of tallish, 6 feet, 7 feet tall. Phones on campus, all throughout campus. So if there's an emergency, you don't have access to your phone, you can always press this button and a police officer will be there within a couple minutes. Also, every residence hall is key card access only, so not just anyone can get in, only students and staff members that work in residence life. The central alert system and the Guardian Safety app are also big deals. You install these in your phones, and if there's any emergency going on, you will be the first to know through notifications, through text messages, through phone calls, and through emails. Okay, and of course, we are maintaining still to this day strict COVID-19 procedures to make sure that everyone's remaining healthy, maintaining social distancing, wearing masks indoors, et cetera, et cetera. We also implemented a hybrid system last year, and it's still around depending on sort of the availability and the levels of the COVID-19 numbers, but it's not fully in person, it's not fully online, it's a hybrid. Well, folks, like I mentioned before, we have 21 residence halls on campus, and I'll tell you right now that incoming freshmen to Central Michigan University are required to live on campus their first 2 years. So as a freshman and as a sophomore, you will be living on campus. And these are some of the options that you get to choose from right here on the screen. However, this one right here, excuse me, right in the center, is what you could be expected to be living in as a freshman. In addition to free internet access, in addition to free laundry, in addition to study rooms and kitchenettes in some of in the hallways and in even some of the rooms. My favorite part about living on campus is that you get your bathroom to share with only your roommates instead of a community bathroom, right? So instead of having to share a bathroom with like 30, 40 people in the hallway, all you have to do is share that bathroom with your 2 or 3 other roommates. I don't know about y'all, but I know I'm an introvert, and that is the best possible option for me, right? You also find some fitness facilities in the residence halls rather. And I also want to highlight that we also offer living learning communities, and this is specific living spaces for cohorts, essentially. So where you and like 40 other people are living in relation to, in the connection that you have is that you're all in the same academic program or the same scholarship awardees. There's a few different ones. I highly recommend you take a look at those in our website. But there is a separate application process, and I highly recommend you take a look at those. But for example, if you're in a school of music, there's a living learning community for you. If you're in the College of Science and Engineering, there's a living learning community for you. 4 residential restaurants on campus. These are your buffet style restaurants. So you get to come in, you swipe your card, and you get to eat there for as long as you want. You get a set number of weekly meals, and you also get a set number of flex dollars. And these flex dollars are dollars essentially that you can only use on campus at any of these restaurants that we have here on the screen. We also have random mini markets and grocery stores and snack bars spread out throughout campus in case you're running from class to class and you just need a quick snack, right? All right, folks, let me take a quick sip of coffee before we go into the heavy stuff, which is money. And it's not very heavy. In fact, we are proud of how accessible we make education here at Central Michigan University. We have had one of the lowest rates in tuition over the last 10 years, at least as compared to our to the other state universities in the state of Michigan. If you're looking at this image, this is just a quick estimation of what a student taking 30 credit hours a year, each class is 3 credits, so do the math, living on campus and eating on campus, buying books and supplies, and paying for the $450 student services fee, as well as some random miscellaneous here and there, they could be looking at paying about $26,370. Like I said, this is an estimation based on a full-time student. How are you going to pay for this? There are many ways, folks, that we're going to help you cover this, starting with the Maroon and Gold Merit Recognition Scholarship. Now, this is not an additional application. Once you apply to the university, you're automatically eligible for this award. This is also not a dollar value that we're giving you. As you see on the screen, you're receiving a percentage off of your tuition. So you're receiving a discount based on your grades. There are 2 ways that we are evaluating this. This past year, as well as this year, we went test optional. So if you did not take a test or like the SAT or the ACT, or you chose not to show us the scores, that's totally fine. Then we use this graph to evaluate based on your GPA alone, how much of a discount you would receive. So anywhere from 25 to 50% off your tuition. Now, if you did turn in your SAT or ACT score, then you would compare that GPA to your test score. And that's how you would determine whether you would receive anywhere from 20 to 65% tuition. The cool thing about this is that tuition goes up every year, but you lock in that discount for all 4 years. So let's say you have a 3.5 GPA with a 1180 SAT, then you would be landing in this box, meaning you are receiving 35% off your tuition for all 4 years. Pretty neat, right? In addition to that, we also offer comparative scholarships, our main one being Centralis. So Centralis is our top of the line, potentially full ride competition, scholarship competition, excuse me. There are 2 things you need to do to be eligible for Centralis. 1, you need to have been admitted to the institution, and 2, you need to have a 3.7 GPA to qualify. At this moment, there is no test requirement because of the pandemic, so we have gone test optional. However, I don't know if that's going to change in the future or not. After you apply to Centralis, then there will be an essay competition on campus. And based on that essay that you write and the information that you fill out in the application, you could either receive Centralis Gold, which is a full tuition award plus $5,000 to study away, or you could receive a full ride, which is a Centralis Scholar Award. And that, like I said, Centralis Scholar will give you a full ride, meaning it covers the tuition, your room and board, your books and supplies, and your student services fees, as well as $5,000 to study away. In addition to that, we also have the Leader Advancement Scholarship and the Multicultural Advancement Scholarship. And depending on which one you apply for or which one you receive, you can also receive a few $1,000s every year, all the way up to potentially a full ride as well. But these are less based on your grades and more based on your community involvement, your leadership roles, in high school and in your community, et cetera, et cetera. We, of course, also recommend you taking a look at community and third-party scholarships. And each academic department will also offer their own scholarships. And probably one of my favorite options here, folks, is Scholarship Universe, which is a questionnaire on our website that you get to fill out. And based on the answers that you fill out, you're going to get a curated list of scholarships that you qualify for. And it helps you apply for all of those in that moment. You can find all this information and if you go to go.cmich.edu/scholarships. And of course, I'm sure you've been told this a million times, and I'm going to tell you 1,000,001 times that you should be applying for FAFSA. Even if you don't think you qualify for it, maybe you're getting lazy and don't want to fill it out. It doesn't matter, folks. It's a free application. It's a free application for financial aid from the federal government. You could be receiving grants and/or loans based on your family's income. We also recommend you fill out FAFSA because based on the results that you receive from the application is how we'll know whether you qualify for the CME Traditions program or not. The CME Traditions program is additional tuition and fees money for students whose families make less than $50,000 a year. But we won't know that unless you fill out your FAFSA, right? There's our code 002243. There's our FAFSA code 002243. Once you've done all that, really all you have to do is apply, folks. The application process is quite easy. You can apply either through our website, which is right there. You can go to fireup.cmich.edu/apply, or you can apply through the Common App. There is a $40 application fee, but you can always work with your counselor. You can work with us to see if you qualify for a waiver. If I have any non-seniors, if I have juniors, sophomores, or freshmen, just a heads up that we do participate every year in free application month, which is in October. So if you apply in the future, in the month of October, that application fee will be waived. Once you apply, and we do accept applications year-round. A priority deadline for freshman students is December 1st, and priority deadline for transfer students is April 1st. But once you apply, really all you have to do, at least right now, is send us your transcripts. That is the only requirement that you need to be admitted to the institution. We are test optional, so we don't need your test scores. However, if you feel like those are going to help your chances to get in, then go ahead and send them. We will never let them hurt you. If if you are sort of lower on a GPA matrix, I want to let you know that we do look at everything. We look at every single class you took in that transcript. We look at the trends in your grades, where you're going up or down, where you're a consistent student. We also don't require essays or personal statements or recommendation letters. But if you want to submit those, letting us know about something that happened that prevented you from getting the grades that you wanted, or you want recommendation letters from your teachers or your counselors, we do accept those as well, but they're not required. They will only help you, right? Once you apply, really all you have to do is decide whether you want to commit to CB or not. And if you do, then post that and you don't have to worry about this right now, but once you do commit to CME, all you have to worry about is signing up for a summer orientation, filling out your housing application, signing all your financial aid award packages, registering for Leadership Safari Impact, which is our leadership conferences right before classes start. And really just make sure you do your research, you make the best decisions for yourself, and figure out whether CMU can be your home or not. But for any questions about that, I will always be here to help you figure them out. And that is it for my presentation, folks. Here is our general office contact info, but you can also find me in our website if you ever want to have a virtual one-on-one conversation. And like I said before, here is that QR code in case you missed it at the beginning, so you can scan that and get into our system. And that is that, folks.
Fernando, I wanted to ask you, so you're hybrid while we're in the pandemic, which means some classes are online, some classes are not. Irregardless as to whether it's in person or virtual, is there a ability for students to connect with tutoring or the instructor if they're having difficulty in their classes?
Yeah, but whether that's in person or online, yeah, I mean,
Mhm.
those services that I mentioned, those have all remained active throughout the pandemic and even more so now. Whether those staff members, whether they're working from their own homes or from their offices, which we are working full time now in our offices, by
Mhm.
the way. So all those staff members are available in person if they want to meet, if students want to meet with them. Absolutely.
Okay, good deal. And so
Mhm.
the ratio for student to professor is how many per
Yep.
class?
Great question. It's about 25-1.
Okay,
Yeah, so it's worth noting that we are a university and there will always be lecture size classes. So
okay,
you will have those 300 people classes here and there, but as they move up as upper class folks, those class sizes do start to shrink. And yeah, like I said, that about 25-1 faculty to student ratio.
good deal. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
you guys have any questions? Just feel free to chat them in the
Okay,
chat
let me check my
box.
chat, see if there was any conversations there. Okay, none yet.
Okay, then, if there aren't any questions or comments, then we'll bring this to a close. Fernando, thank you so much for your
Of
time.
course.
Excellent presentation. I love seeing you, and I'll send all of my students your way.
Oh, please, thank you so much. And yeah, if there are any folks that think of questions later on, they can always contact me. We work year round, so I'm your guy.
Good deal. Maybe I can have you back during the winter semester for the winter kids.
Please, absolutely.
Good deal. Thanks so much, Fernando.
Thank you,
Thank
you
you,
too.
everyone, for joining. Have a great day.
Happy holidays, y'all. Bye.
Bye.